Hi everyone, I am Donna Reed and this is Donna Reed Talks Voice, and this season, our live season, after all these years of non-live stuff, is going to be done with my dear friend, amazing Peter Marinaro, director, choreographer, amazing all-around person. And today we're going to be working with Brett. Hi Brett.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good. Please introduce yourself. Let us know a little bit about yourself.
Awesome. Well, I'm Brett Radek. I'm originally from Chicago.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry, from Chicago.
Amazing.
Yes.
I love it. We have some like the West Side, and I went to Wagner College for undergrad, and then I did a bunch of like kids theater, musical theater for a couple of years. I studied with Tom Burke and his assistant Jen DeRosa, and then when they both left the city, I just haven't been in a lesson since then. And I went to a Meiser Conservatory after that, and so I recently just took a class with Randy Graff where like I started singing again. So now I'm just kind of going to EPAs and bringing in new material. So just rediscovering what I got going on.
Okay,
So
great. Great.
Yeah.
So, what voice range are you?
You know, I'm probably like in that like tenor 2 to like baritone area.
Okay.
But I like to yell, so.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Well, you know, the great man Pavarotti himself said, "Singing is refined screaming."
Hey.
So as long as we're doing it and it's healthy and it doesn't
Yeah.
hurt, we get the sounds we need to get.
Sounds good.
Alrighty.
Like that.
So do the exhale. Inhale to bring your arms up. Exhale. There we go. Then inhale. Keep your mouth open. And exhale and keep your mouth open with an ah. And notice how that changes. Yeah, the back of the throat is open. There we go. The air is flowing. And perfect. Yeah, get that air going.
Yeah.
Always good. And I like having people breathe in with the ah because you could breathe in with the nose or you could breathe in with the, or whatever. But the ah really, you get a sense of the back of the throat being open. Not that you want to over open the back of the throat, but it helps with the in breath, right? To get that
absolutely.
feeling going. All right, let's see what's going on. Do those 3 notes with an ooh falsetto. Let's see what your falsetto is doing. Little challenging, little tight?
A little tight, yeah.
Okay. Try it on an E vowel. Worse on an E, right?
Worse, yeah.
All right, I'm just figuring out what's going on here.
Yeah.
Go back to the ooh, and I'm going to try it higher.
Okay.
Still a little tight.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's all right. So now we're not going to do the falsetto because it's tight, but we will free it up.
All right.
We're going to go down here. No, let's do it here. Just plain old Now, how would those last 2 feel? Fine?
Felt fine, maybe a little tight.
Little something on the top one, right?
Yeah.
Okay, we're just checking out what's going on here. Alrighty, let's see how I want to fix this. We're going to do this.
Okay.
Let me have you do this first. First, I want you to do a ya silently, but don't move your jaw, just move the back of your tongue. I'll show you, just do... Difficult, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because what I'm hearing, and one of the reasons that this is a little tight, is that the larynx tends to want to go up there. It closes down, as you heard, with the falsetto, right? So one of the ways I like to loosen that up is I get the back of the tongue going, because obviously there's some tongue tension in the back.
Yeah.
Now, you can't fix that by relaxing the tongue. But if you can get the movement going without the jaw and just the back of the tongue kind of separated from the jaw movement, it can free that up. Give it a couple of shots. It may take a while to kind of get that coordination, but give it a shot. Just, again, not moving the jaw. It's like you're saying ya, 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 but with no sound. It may feel gaggy. It's just the back of the tongue, but the whole tongue kind of moves, but primarily the back. Give it a shot. That's closer. There you go. There you go. Notice that?
Yeah.
You feel that?
Uh-huh.
Now, if are you feeling just the tongue, or are you feeling the whole larynx move?
I feel a little bit of the larynx moving.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if there's any negative tension in the throat, and you're feeling, you know, even if you're just talking, you're out with friends, you're at a bar or whatever, you talk too much.
Yeah.
Doing this, and the audience can see what I'm doing, that kind of massages the whole throat. If the larynx tends to go up, which is what mine did before I came to my brilliant husband and he fixed me, then you're used to getting that tight feeling, and the can actually help loosen that up. So I'm going to incorporate this with sound.
Okay.
We're going to do this. You're going to, you know, I'm just going to show you rather than describe it. You're going to do a ya, 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 silently, and then with the sound it'll go ya, ya, ya. So you get a momentum going with the silent one, and then you add the sound to it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And again, try to do it not so soft, not so cautious,
Okay.
and don't move your jaw.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes, and it may feel weird and sound weird. If you move your tongue a lot without the jaw, it might even go ya, ya, ya. It's a weird kind of sound, but it's shaking things loose.
Okay.
So again, silently, and then with the 3 ya, ya, ya's.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Now be careful, because what you did with the silent one there is your tongue's going forward. It's doing,
Okay.
it's got to go back. Again, it's going to be gaggy. Ya, ya, ya.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes, that's it. That's better. That's better.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
How's that feel?
Felt good.
Good, right?
Yeah.
All right. We're going to take this concept and do this. Now let me start it higher. Ya, 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 ya. So don't do the silent one first, but you got the idea of the movement.
Yeah.
So that movement, ya, 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 ya. And again, don't worry about the sound.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Great.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, 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 yeah. 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 Yeah, 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 yeah.
Well, how about that?
Yeah.
Yeah, how those feel on top?
Yeah, it felt good.
Yeah. That was a G.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. Now, how are we going to fix this falsetto guy? Because we need the falsetto to help these high notes, although those were good. They were pretty free. Let me see how I want to set this up. All right. I don't want you to think falsetto, because obviously your thought of a falsetto shuts down a little bit.
Yeah.
So we need a new concept of a falsetto.
Okay.
I'm going to do this. We're going to do what we just did, but we're going to do it on an oo and a y. You, you, you.
Okay.
And I'm going to go higher. The chest voice won't be able to go high. At some point, it'll break off into something else. Be surprised.
Okay.
So, you, 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 you. Just let everything move.
You, 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 you. You, 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 you. You, 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 you.
Yeah, hear that?
Yeah.
That's what we're looking for.
Yeah.
Some weird thing. Make the ooh a little hootier. It's a little ooh, ooh, ooh. We want ooh, ooh, ooh.
Okay.
And it's going to be weird. You have to have the, I'm going to quote my late husband, you have to have the courage to be bad before you can be good. Because it's going to do weird sounds. It's going to go, oh, oh, oh. It's going to do something weird.
Okay. You, 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 you.
Hootier. Ooh.
You,
That one.
You, you,
There you go.
you,
There you go. Yeah. And there's a freer falsetto.
Yeah.
Now that doesn't feel like what you would think a falsetto feels like, right?
No, yeah. I think there's definitely like a mental block that comes in when you think of falsetto, or at least when I do.
Well,
Yeah.
all right, I'm glad you brought that up because I really honestly don't believe in mental blocks.
Okay.
I think everything is physiologic.
Yeah.
You know, we're all, because singing is so elusive, because the muscles that bring the vocal cords together, all the intrinsic muscles, a retinoid system, cricothyroid system, they're involuntary. We can't voluntarily do something with them. It's not like dancer muscles or any athletic muscles where you can voluntarily move your fingers, arms, whatever. Because of that elusiveness of it, then we think, oh, it just must be in my head. No, there's a physiologic coordination that's not going on. So your concept of the falsetto is because of that physiologic coordination. So it's, unless somebody can show you another way, you're going to be stuck with that. And they could tell you to change your concept all you want until you physically feel and hear what's going on with this. Then you know the new concept. So now you've got a different physiologic idea.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Totally.
Because we always, as singers, you know, we always blame ourselves. It's like, oh, if I just had the right thought, if I just, you know, I know it's, I get in my head, I know it's, you know what, that's overrated. Yeah, some of us get in our heads, of course. But I always look at it as a physical thing. If we can get the physical coordination going somewhere else, well, then guess what? You're out of your head in that way and you're in your head another way.
Yeah.
Do you see? I mean, you know,
Yeah.
then we don't beat up on ourselves so much. But now, what song are you singing?
I've been from Next to Normal.
Oh, right.
There is
So
falsetto in it too.
there is falsetto
Yeah.
in it. Do I have it here? Yes. How high is the falsetto?
You know, great question. I don't know.
Okay, that's all right.
I do. So there's like a little vocal riff that it stands
Yeah.
soft.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Right.
and I kind of blend both of their parts together.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I'll tell you what. Let's do it from the hey. And I just want to hear a
Okay.
little bit of what you do with it. Not that we're going to work the music so much,
Sure.
but I just want to hear technically. So it's hey, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, right?
Hey! Oh wait. Oh, it's so
That's
hard
it.
to hear. It's so hard to hear it just like that. Sorry.
That's it, you got it. And then it's hey. You were right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, hey, oh, whoa, oh.
Okay.
So it's ambitious, but
Yeah. No, that's all right. And again, I didn't care if the notes were right or
Yeah.
all that. I just wanted to hear what your voice was doing with that.
yeah,
Honestly, I didn't hear anything shutting down. How did that feel?
it felt okay. It felt
Yeah.
a little like nervous, but
Yeah, well, once you get into the music, when we do that later, it'll be easier. But remember how you just sang that now, kind of half singing it really kind of casual, because I said, I just want to hear what's going on, because
Yeah.
I saw the show, I don't remember the piece. When you sing it for real, when we do it later,
yeah.
don't work harder than that.
All right.
Because what's going to happen is you're going to want to be louder,
Yeah.
and you're going to want to give it more, and then you're going to want to clutch.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to fix it slightly for you. You're going to do with a Y and an A, yeah, 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 yeah. And sustain that top note, notice what you have, and back down.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Good, yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
And then on the same note, so yeah, 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 correct.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Exactly. Now, when you do the hey, don't be so aggressive with the H. Because what you'll be doing, you want that sound. And that sounded fine and felt good, right?
Yeah.
So on that note, that's where your hey starts. When you do that hey, Don't be so aggressive with the H that you blow the vocal cords apart and then you don't get that bright sound.
Yeah.
And then it goes, hey, instead of hey. Do you see? You have to make sure that the H is not so hard. It's there because you're saying hey.
Yeah.
But don't push it so hard. Now, just sing that, just do the arpeggio. Hey.
Hey.
Okay. And this is important. Go back to the yeah, yay, and stop on that top note and notice the shape of your cavity for the A.
Okay. Yeah.
Notice that?
Yeah.
You notice that?
Uh-huh.
Now, when you did hey, you didn't have that shape for the A. Because of the H and because it's a word, you went into speech mode. You have to go into singing mode. Now, do that hey, but you know the shape, the specific shape of the cavity for that loudness, for that pitch, for that vowel.
Okay.
So hey, and keep that cavity that way.
Hey.
That was different.
Yeah.
So the vowel is ever important. We have to make sure the consonants don't interfere with the vowels so that we have the resonance adjustment that we need to give you that sound for that phrase.
Cool.
So when you do the piece of music, let me put it this way. I'm getting a little ahead of myself because we're going to work the song later. But you have to come up with an acting reason why you have to do that. Why do I need to shape my mouth that way? Not because, I have to remember that when I get to the piece of music that I have to. You can't do it. We'll know that you're thinking that.
Yeah.
You have to think about it before you do the piece when you sit down.
Yeah.
What is my acting reason for having my throat open that way to say this hey? Come up with something.
All right.
And then see how that works.
Okay.
Wonderful.
I love that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Brett, and this is I've Been from Next to Normal. And whenever she goes flying, I keep my feet right on the ground. Oh, now I need a lift, and there's no one around. And I never had to face the world without her at my side. And now I'm strolling right beside her as the black hole opens wide. Mine is just a slower suicide. I've been here for the show, every high, every low. But it's the worst we've ever known. She's been hurt, and how? But I can't give up now. 'Cause I've never been alone. I can never be alone.
Wow.
Wow. I haven't listened to, heard Next to Normal in a long time. And I was just instantly taken back during the Next to Normal craze that happened. That was really, really nice. And Brett, we've worked together in the past, but it's been a long time.
Yeah.
And I just want to point out how you weren't afraid to just be there. In this cut, there was music that broke up your phrases, and you just let that be, because I feel like that could easily be a trap, right, for performers, especially in an audition where we feel like it feels like dead space. But I feel like that's an opportunity to whoever you're speaking to it's like you put something out to them, right? And you're waiting for a response, and it's like, oh, I didn't get anything, and now I'm going to continue. I'm going to try something else, right? Do you use this for auditions, or have you?
I just started. Yeah,
Oh, okay, so this
started
is
2 weeks ago with it. Yeah.
okay. All right, that's awesome. Yeah, this is a nice cut because it gives you an opportunity to show the range of your voice, but also I think your vulnerability, and I think that's just an awesome cut. I want to try again. And I want to put humans in front of us because humans are great. Humans are great. I think I'm going to talk to Actors Equity about this idea. I will love that job to be a person for people to sing at. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. But I just want to try it. The biggest thing, the middle section with the haze, I want you to make a choice of what that is.
Yeah.
Right? So your relationship with this person, are you letting them go? Because obviously they're terrified of being alone and losing them. That moment I think could be clearer, and I think will help you, and that needs to be connected to the vocal because it's all there. It's there.
Yeah.
100%. I think you just have to make the choice of what that is, acting wise.
Yeah.
You know?
That makes sense. Yeah, just like really go for it.
Yeah.
Connect. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because these passes, they're hard. Because, we have to really give it the stuff of why we're doing it. Because then it's just like, oh, well, it's a singer who's, going off. Which is cool, too. But, like, in musical theater, it's just like, well, why are they doing that? What's happening there? What's the story? And I think maybe if we have a human, I'm interested to see what happens.
Okay. Yeah.
You know?
Could I ask you, when you did the haze and all of that, because we worked that technically in the lesson, was that going through your mind when you sang it?
A little bit, like at the very beginning, when I was like, okay, like I switched a little bit into like technician.
Right, exactly.
Like,
which is fine,
Yeah.
because, you're doing something new. I asked you to do something different. But, again, the specific shape that you did, and it sounded great, and the shape, the cavity and all that, why does this person need to shape the cavity that way? Why do I need to have that why do I need to have that form? What am I saying? What is the thought that, it's like if you yell at somebody and you're going, hey, I don't even have to think. I'm doing that because that's what the emotion is. So I don't know what your emotion is, but that emotion is going to make that resonation happen. Do you see what I mean?
That makes total sense, yeah.
So just see if you can think of it in that way.
Okay.
And then I think, actually, when you went to the ooh, when you went up into the falsetto, I think you had something specific there.
Yeah.
It sounded to me the way your voice switched, it wasn't like, oh, I'm going into falsetto now. I saw something change. It's like, oh, I'm doing that for this reason. That's just what I saw.
Yeah. And you know what? I'm going to say, when we get to that section, the hey, I want you to put that to Liz, because I think too, the build up to that, when we're waiting for that, it's easy to do like that motion of like, and I'm gonna sing this like ooh ah phrase, like it's unclear.
Yeah.
I want you to lean in more towards Liz. Like almost like you're trying to wake this human up.
It's a need for connection.
Yeah. So it's not pretty notes.
Yeah.
I mean, it
Right.
is what it is, but it's you're really communicating to this person.
And I like what you said about connection. I'll tell you the technical connection is when the cavity is shaped well, it connects to the core of your being. If you're connecting with her and you have the right shape of the cavity, there's a connection to your core and there's a connection to what you're thinking. There's a connection to the emotion. That's how it's tied together.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah, so let's see what all that does.
Okay. Then whenever she goes flying, I keep my feet right on the ground. Oh, now I need a lift and there's no one around. never had to face the world without her at my side. And now I'm strolling right beside her as the black hole opens wide. Mine is just a slower suicide. I've been here for the show, every high, every low, but it's the worst we've ever known. She's been hurt and how, but I can't give up now, 'cause I've never been alone. I can never be alone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that whole middle section there, that all now I was on board. I was along for the ride on that one. Now with that coming out of that, that you had like such a release from it.
Yeah.
Does that go into and I'll never without her by my side? Is that section?
I never had to face the world. Yeah.
Yeah, because the lyric, mine is only a slower suicide. It's he's always so worried about this other person and had to like be the support that it's like you're finally realizing, oh, but
I have no one to support me.
Yeah, it's just like, oh wait, but I'm also afraid to be alone. Like almost like the you supporting and taking care of this person for so long has given you like a purpose.
Yeah.
That you hadn't had time to examine your own stuff.
Yeah.
But I mean, the way that ending of this piece is, it gives you the space to like have that realization.
Yeah.
So I think you can make the choice, and I want you to try the choice that you're just realizing this.
Yeah.
Because it's always been about this person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's always like, oh, I'm always comforting, supporting, scared that they're going to be gone the next day. And now it's just like, oh, wait, but in a weird, messed up way, like, I have someone.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot. It's a lot to process. But I think coming out of that hey section, we'll call it the hey section, you had such a release, and you almost like took a step forward. I saw like your impulse that you wanted to like physically release a little more, and I just want to point that out that I was seeing your body like almost go there, and I think you can allow yourself to.
All right. Yeah.
You could take the space because it's like, oh wow, like my life is awful and I'm dealing with this human, but that felt good to really just let out my feelings. That like that like brief moment of like I let it out. So experience that and allow that to physically take over a little more.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And I, like as soon as it began, I saw there's just such a change. And you know, of course we don't always get that luxury, especially in an audition setting specifically. But again, I think we all have people that we can put there, you know?
Yeah.
Even if like you don't have like that kind of relationship with a certain person, there's just a human that allows you to drop in when you talk to them. Those are the best people to pick.
Yeah.
I have found. It just does something, and it helps ground us in a very weird thing that we call auditioning.
Oh, you know, you said the word ground. Something I wanted to point out. The beginning, you have the word ground. It's on a low note.
Yeah.
What you need to do is, it's ground. I need more groundedness. Don't push so hard on that note. If you back off on that note, let it kind of sink to the ground. The more you back off, the more the note will resonate for you, and the more it will be grounded. Can you just sing that? It's right at the beginning, right where it's ground.
I keep my feet.
Just sing it. Don't worry about so much the acting. Just sing it.
I'll keep my feet right on the ground.
Do you notice when you and you were half singing it, when you back off on the ground, there's more of a groundedness.
Yeah.
Do that when you're singing it. Keep my feet on the ground, just to keep the groundedness, and then you do your thing and you keep going.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, it's a little tiny thing, but
It's the season.
it's the little things that refine it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think too, what will help this, it's as if Liz has asked you, like, so what's really hard about living with this person or dealing with this person? And you're like, oh, well, whenever she goes flying, I'm the grounded one, and you see how, like, you know when we start opening up and we're, like, deciding if we're really going to, like, let them have it? You know what I mean? I feel like we can almost treat it that way. And then I agree, you save all the, like, singing for, it feels more conversational. And I think, yeah, don't feel the need to kind of over-sing that stuff.
Cool.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, let's try that again,
Yeah.
and allow yourself to let it go when that moment comes.
Okay. And whenever she goes flying, I keep my feet right on the ground. Oh, now I need a lift, and there's no one around. And I never had to face the world without her at my side. And now I'm strolling right beside her as the black hole opens wide. Mine is just a slower suicide. I've been here through the show, every high, every low, but it's the worst we've ever known. She's been hurt and how, but I can't give up now. 'Cause I've never been alone. I could never be alone.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. We both just went,
Yeah.
yeah. No, for sure. That whole beginning now, I feel like you clicked in
Yeah.
to that, like where it needs to be for you. Absolutely. The one thing I want to say is coming out of the big vocal section, with the ooze.
Yeah.
Can you try it just from the hey section? Almost like you got carried away with yourself because you've been closing your eyes on that, and it works. Yeah, I see it's like you're getting lost, and I want you to get lost in this release and make the choice like, oh, I'm sorry, I was talking to you.
Whoops. Yeah.
Not as a joke or to
Yeah.
be kitschy, but just like, okay, like,
Yeah.
anyway, right? It's that kind of moment that because this character has to constantly respond to help someone, and is kind of someone who's always feels like he's in service. So click back into that a little bit. Oh, I let it go, but back to what we were talking about here.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Just to help, just to smooth out the transition in the song. Does that make sense?
Yeah, totally.
At all?
Yeah.
So like, and actually I'm going to say this. I want to start from the hey section, and I want you to be over the top with it. Not to say that you would ever act that way, but I want it, make it so big
Okay.
that then drop out of it and just be. Like catch yourself. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Just I want you to feel the drastic change in that. And then from there, you can negotiate how far you want to go. But I want you to feel like you can go that far.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's just try it from the hey section.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Now, did that feel like you went too? Did you feel like you were as too much?
It felt. Yeah, it felt like almost at that line. Like I was like, oh, it felt like I was kind of, like when you're in Rent.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, like I felt like I went into like Rent mode.
Okay.
But then like switched.
Yeah. So for me, it was bigger than you've been doing it. Mm-hmm. But I wouldn't say that I was like, oh, whoa, what is he doing? This is being extra.
Yeah.
I saw you like not giving. Mm-hmm. Can I say things? Yeah. Not giving a shit.
Yeah.
That I even went, oh shit, Brett. Like, yeah, because then that change, you let it like carry in and transition into something. Mm-hmm. And there was almost a little flub that you had, and I actually loved it because you were present and you were doing this in a way that wasn't how you've done it, how you practiced, and you were just being present. It's kind of what happened with Mackenzie before, where something happened, but that to me shows like, oh, they're in the moment, and their brain is going, wait, but we practiced it this way. Wait, this is your choice the last couple times you did it.
Yeah.
And to me, it all worked. Now, you can decide how far you want to go. But what I think that section needs is that a release. Mm-hmm. And for you, I think it has to do physically.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You were doing, it was down. I mean, you can play around with it needing to be out, or maybe you need to take space, and that's something you can figure out. But I think finding the physical change of what the release means for you.
Yeah.
Because that's, I think, what really tapped in there for you.
Nice, thank you.
Yeah.
It felt better, more connected, certainly.
Yeah, and also to me that falsetto little, what is it, like a bar that you fly into that falsetto, it made so much more sense to me. I'm like, wait, he's like belting, and it's, why are we doing the falsetto? And it's a moment where you kind of got like this like, you went somewhere. Mm-hmm. And we don't know, and we don't have to know.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's why it was so interesting. And you let it be. So I just wanted to point that out, that I feel like that's the direction you need to go in with that section, because it's strong.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah, nice job, Brett.
Thanks for watching Donna Reed Talks Voice. If you have any questions for me about this episode, or if you'd like to join me on a future episode, please visit DonnaReedTV.com and click Contact.